Yo, it's a stupidly small podcast. It's Monday, 11th of Jan. Hello, Lauren Clark.
Hello, Stuart Farrell.
Now, this is a bit different, isn't it?
It's so different and weird. I don't really know what the look on your face is, so I don't know when I'm supposed to be taking you seriously.
Well, I'm staring at two pictures, in fact, of Michael Clark. So, take me serious. Do you know who Michael Clark is?
He's some kind of sportsman, I believe.
He's a former Test cricketer for Australia, captain, and a namesake of yours. But, Lauren, we should come clean. We are on the road.
This is Stupidly Small on the road. This is the Roadshow.
Yeah, well, we thought it's the holiday season, holiday editions of this podcast.
Yeah.
And we just didn't think it was authentic enough.
No.
So we've gone the extra level and decided to do podcasts from two different states.
Well, bizarrely enough, the reason for this is that we've decided to both go and have a bit of a break, which is the rarest thing that's ever happened in the whole, year and a bit that we've been doing this. So where are you, my friend?
I'm at the top of Mount Tamborine in Queensland and sunning it up with all the locals. We all gang together. We all hate Turos, of course, around this holiday time. So we sit on our chairs on the porch and bag all the day trippers driving past. And so I'm in Queensland. What about yourself?
I'm in Victoria, but I'm at Phillip Island.
Oh, yes. It's sort of a quaint little spot for you people that don't like to go too far from home, and that's nice. That's good, Lauren.
That's it. No,
you've got your beachside mansion.
I knew you'd find a way to belittle my holiday, Stu. You've done very well straight out of the box.
Well, being the summer season, we should talk holidays because I had planned the holiday of just a good holiday. I was going to say of a lifetime. That's bullshit.
No.
Oh, hang on. That's how we talk in Queensland. I'm sorry.
That is not allowed on this podcast. You are going to have to, maybe we might find a way of bleeping that out.
No bleeping.
Nah, going to try and figure out a way of bleeping it, buddy.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, it's all
right.
But,
it was supposed to be a trip of a lifetime that's turned into, I must say, the headache of a lifetime, only because we drove up the coast.
That sounds nice.
That's sort of nice, but we had a caravan that was new to us. It's like a flip-top caravan that looks like a trailer. Then you flip it out and it becomes a bit of an abode.
Oh,
and the only problem is I didn't know how to use it. So for the first couple of nights, it looked like we had a squashed potato that we were sleeping in, which made me grumpy no end. And I was embarrassed by it, and we couldn't work out for the life of us what was wrong, and people in the other caravan or camping spots would be looking at us and I'd emerge sweating and disgusting because it's like a hot box potato.
Did you ask for help? Because people probably knew.
I think you know the answer to your own question, Lauren.
Stu, it would have taken you 30 seconds to ask somebody.
No.
What was it? Did it turn out to be you needed to press a button or something?
No, there was missing pieces that I eventually found about 3 days later. But one guy, because this is like, you know how... Did
you take a photo of what your wonky caravan looked like when you couldn't set it up properly? I want to see this.
I may have. I'm not sure. I certainly took a photo of it set up properly after we got to our destination.
No, I want the improper one, and I would like it posted to our social media accounts, please.
It looked like a sad, half-filled balloon. We couldn't stand up in it because all the roof was sagging onto us, and it was.
So you've once again failed at what you were describing recently as practicality.
Failed at being practical. Failed if I wanted to take it back. Failed at being a good, solid dude. I couldn't quite do it. But
dear.
The other problem was it's actually a sport, apparently, I found out in caravan parks,
right,
of watching the new crew come in and try and reverse the caravan into the spot. And since we were arriving at places in the afternoons, of course, we were the last to arrive.
Oh, no.
And so we had a full audience, all prepared to watch the city slicker try and pretend to be Captain Practical for just one night. And...
this is your worst nightmare.
It really was. And so that made me so tense, which then caused me to be short with my travelling companion.
Oh, your poor travelling companion, my God.
And I'm just like, so I'd be like bursting at the seams, just like, just let me do it, dude, type of talk, because I was so frustrated. Anyway, and so then people come running over to help. Like, so you've got all these people going, yeah, no, left hand down, mate, left hand, right hand down.
Oh, no, that's
in
the
the end,
worst.
I
I'd rather people didn't help.
well, yeah. So in the end, what I do is like pretend that I had it where I wanted, which was basically the car hanging over half a road and in a V shape, with the caravan pointing one direction and the car the other. Go, no, this is right, mate. This is how I want. That's just fine. Then I'd undo the caravan and then try and push it into place.
This is like when you did you really?
Yes, because that's how it's sort of got to be done with this model.
This is exactly your problem with when you were wrong way escalating. Was you told the people that you actually intentionally ended up on the ground floor and had no intention of going up out of the building and onto the street and onto the rest of your life?
Well, yes. It's I don't know what's worse, not being able to admit a mistake, or trying to constantly cover it up. You know?
I know. Oh,
it's like I had a bloke roll up to work who'd had a few beers, he had a long lunch and showed up to a shift.
Yeah.
And it's worse when you pretend that you haven't had those few beers over lunch.
Yeah.
And you're trying to function like you're sober. And,
the worst.
And, you know, so that's the same as like trying to back a caravan. There's no point pretending, I think.
No point. Absolutely no point.
And there's always the laughers, the people that laugh, but then there's always the nice guy going, don't worry, mate, I only do this once a year as well, or something like that.
Right. Oh, my God. I think that made me a little tense. So then, but what else? Surely there's something good about doing a road trip. I mean, that's the romance of the road trip. It's an age-old story.
Well, that's right, and we had that in our heads, except then when we arrived to our first destination, a friend who we came to visit has fallen very ill. Okay. So it's now become all I ended up doing was driving up and down the highway to the hospital.
Oh,
back.
That's awful.
And because we had the dogs with us, it meant that, you know, we were restricted. If we did have a bit of free time, we couldn't just go anywhere because the dogs would perish in the hot car.
Yeah, right.
So and then the dogs were barking because they were bored, and it's turned into there have been some very tense and angry moments on this very relaxing road trip, I must say. Lauren
so
Clark.
What have we learnt? Have we learnt a lesson about holidays? Do you need to go close to do what I've done, which is close to Melbourne, like, you know, escapable, quick drive, bang bang, or is the lesson just a limited amount of time in enclosed spaces?
I think the lesson is, and you were speaking of this around New Year's Eve just now, lower your expies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I had the dream cruise, beaches, you know, wine, sun and summer.
Yeah.
And true circumstances, it's not going to be that way. But my travelling companion and dogs had a gutful, so they got to go on a plane.
So they've left you.
They've left. So
you have been very pleasant by the sounds of things.
Well, no, they all had to go to work. Even the dogs would tell me they had to go to work. But they got their first plane flight, which is very heartbreaking. I don't know if you've ever put an animal on a...
Tell me about that. What happens when you put an animal on a plane?
Oh, you drop them at a factory.
Really?
And like a cargo company. You have to buy a big cage because they go in the same cage.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah, adventure. You know, every time you go over with your dogs, they're like, adventure time. You are the best. We love you. We love what you're doing for us here. Look at this. There's planes and there's all this stuff around.
Oh, God.
We love you.
Oh, God.
And then
you're basically putting them into a coffin.
We put them, well, I wouldn't say coffin. There is breathing holes. I don't think they put breathing holes in coffins, do they?
No.
I think
not anymore.
If they were, it'd be a bit of a design fault for that one.
Yeah.
But there was more, just put in a cage, and then they just sat there and go, okay, what's this game? And the game was We Walk Away.
Oh,
and it's the most heartbreaking game that you can ever play with an animal.
Oh, wow.
And they were that shocked they didn't even bark. It was lovely. But then we were at the airport.
Yeah.
Waiting so the human could get onto the plane.
Right, yeah.
Saying they're having a beer and said, have a look at this. And then the dogs arrive on the back of a truck.
Really? Could you actually see the actual dogs?
You can see their silhouettes through the cage.
Oh,
tails wagging. And they get put on a thing and they got this conveyor belt into the bottom of the plane. It was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
Did you shed a tear? That is very heartbreaking.
It was. And we're just going, oh, my God, what have we done? But they got to Melbourne and they were very happy. So
that's good.
Pet travelling I think it's harder on the pet
Sounds
owner
like
than it is the animal.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Unless
Oh,
you end up
wow.
like John English's guitar. Did you see that during the week?
No?
Airline, local airline, John English, the famous Australian, old Black Eyes, whatever they used to call him,
Yep.
had his guitar and his keyboard player's keyboard, and they were going to a gig. They were about to play a booked-out Harbour Cruise gig in Sydney, down from his home in Coffs Harbour.
Mm.
And the baggage handling staff did a number on their gear and like ran it over, and like there's all these photos of his guitar smashed into a million pieces and a keyboard driven over, and it's caused quite a bit of like how can you muck up baggage handling that terribly?
Apparently you can. I mean, there are so many examples of it, aren't there? And that thing where you suddenly, 4 days without luggage. Like my mates went on a holiday recently and their luggage just never turned up, and they're a family of like 6, and they went to the first t-shirt shop that they could, and they're all in the same t-shirts in every single photo. They look like the kind of modern day Von Trapp family. Just exactly the same outfit for the entire holiday.
Just get it right. You put the bags in the bottom of the plane that people are getting on, you take them off.
Yeah.
You give them back to them. It's not hard.
It shouldn't be that hard.
Lauren Clark.
Yes.
We're on tour and we've gone well over time,
We have. We've gone over the summer series time limit, but it was worth it because I needed to know the details of your trip. And
yes.
We are going to be doing this for a little while to see if it works, aren't we, Stu?
Okay, well we'll try again tomorrow.
We'll try again. I can't hear any beautiful Queensland hinterland in the background or anything.
Well, that's because the Wi-Fi doesn't stretch that far out to the garden, but I can tell you it is very much in existence.
Is it? Nice.
I actually feel like I'm taking my life into my hands every time I leave the house. So I'm quite the city. I am a city slicker, and I'm going to own it.
Yeah, you are. You are. All right, city slicker. I'll see you tomorrow.
Enjoy the island.
Bye-bye.